It's time for Mentorship Monday with Dr. Paul Kranz. Now, here's celebrated author, international speaker, and success strategist, Dr. Paul Kranz.
Well, thanks for joining me. It's another Mentorship Monday. I'm so glad to have these Monday evening times with you. And maybe you have decided to take a break from all the politics of the day, or take a break to get something to drink, and you've checked your phone and you found out that I'm live with you today. It's just great to be with you. I want to talk to you because I really believe there's a lot of people that are watching me that are facing battles. Now, you have to understand what's the difference and why you have battles in your life, because I have discovered that when you discover your purpose, there's two phases to your life. You discover your purpose. Everybody is born with a purpose. Everybody is born with a purpose. It's not your decision. Someone asked you when you were a little boy or a little girl, what did you want to be? And you made the decision to do this, but then later on you discovered you were more equipped to do this. See, your purpose is not your decision, it's your discovery. Once you discover your purpose, for instance, there were some men that were fishing by boats, and they had fished all day and fished all night long. That was their purpose. They were fishermen. When Jesus came along, he never changed their purpose. He just changed their focus. He said, up until now, you've been fishing for fish. I'm going to make you fishers of men. So our purpose in life never, ever changes. Your purpose never changes, but your assignment. Now let's talk about that for a moment. Your assignment. Your assignment is to a person or to a place. God calls you to a place, a company, a city, a country, a nation. God calls you to a person to help them. You have to know that over life, your assignment can change. Your purpose never changes, but your assignment is changeable. Hold on, let me get a drink here. Thank you very much. And so when you discover your purpose and you begin to move and operate in the assignments of life, remember, your assignment changes. I'm now living in St. Augustine, Florida, and my geographical assignment has changed. I was living in Nashville, Tennessee, but I've now relocated here, and a lot of things are changing in my assignment, and I'm having to make the corrections. Now, who I am and the purpose of what I'm called to do doesn't change, but the people are different. The people in Tennessee are much different than the people that I grew up with in Maryland. The people that I lived with and operated in Southern California are different than the people that are living down here in Florida. Your assignment is to a location. And so you've got to discern. Are you listening? You got to discern where you're going to be celebrated, not tolerated. When you begin to work in your assignment, you've got to discern who's going to be listening to you, whose influence is you're going to bring your influence to, who's going to influence you. So you gotta go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. You need to write that down. Well, I'm doing it as unto the Lord. Well, God never called you to be a doormat for another human being. No, never. In fact, someone says, well, we're supposed to be servants. No, really, if you study the New Testament, we're supposed to be sons and daughters of the Most High God. I can only serve out of me knowing who I am. If I don't know who I am, I can't really serve effectively. So when I know that I'm a son, that I have a divine heavenly Father who's birthed me with a purpose, who has birthed me with a purpose, thank you for more water, who has birthed me with more purpose, and then I, out of my praying, remember the prayer that the Lord taught us to pray? Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Where? On earth as it is in heaven. God releases divine assignments. Nobody, write this down today, nobody comes to earth empty. It just doesn't happen. God sends people with gifts, with a divine DNA to solve problems, to make discoveries, to become leaders. We just have to walk through the journey and for the timing to come together for God's plan to manifest here on this planet. So let me just say this to you. You're not watching this by accident, even though this may have been reposted, and I'm encouraging everyone to watch this, to repost this, because somebody needs to understand their purpose. They must understand they were born with a purpose. You can't keep jumping all around. You've got to put down roots. You've got to find where your assignment is until God tells you to move on. Because without roots, there's no fruit. I learned a long time ago, trees don't have wheels. They don't. No, because for you to be effective, you've got to focus in and zero in on your assignment. Now, how do I know what my purpose is? Well, it's in chapter 1 of my book, Discovering the Power of Purpose. Connect. There we go. Lost me for a moment. We're okay. It's in that book. When you want to know your purpose, you ask yourself these 4 questions. What do I love? What makes me cry? What makes me angry? And what annoys me? And here's the solution. What you love reveals something that God has put inside of you. That's how you discern your purpose. That's how you begin to know your distinction, your difference from someone else. Someone said to me one day, you know, Dr. Kreitz, we're a lot alike. Well, if there's 2 of us, one of us is unnecessary. Really, there's no 2 people alike. No. You have unique, distinct differences in your purpose. And so what you love reveals a gift that God's put in you. What brings you to tears? What brings you to tears reveals what you've been called to heal. Someone can look at the same situation and not shed a tear. You hear about it, you know about it, and your heart is moved. That's how you know what you're called to heal. What makes you angry? What makes you angry? That's the third signpost. The third signpost is what makes you angry. Well, the truth of the matter is, what makes you angry is what you're called to fix and called to correct. See, it's only angry people that confront things. It's only angry people that'll say, we're not going to take this anymore. It's only angry people that say, we're not going to allow people to be discriminated against, or angry people that say, we're not going to allow police officers to be shot. We're not going to allow this to happen any longer. And so they begin to confront things and they begin to deal with things. Then finally, the last one is number 4. What annoys you? What annoys you reveals the kind of people that will be attracted to you. That's right. What annoys you are the kinds of people that are attracted to you. Are you listening to me? I'm hoping somebody can get me a copy of my Discovering the Power of Purpose book. I want to share that. I want to share the cover of that so that those watching would be able to know what that book looks like, and they can get that book. But what annoys you reveals, it really reveals the kinds of people and problems that are attracted to you. You say, that doesn't make sense. A car mechanic is annoyed by a miss in the engine. A car mechanic is annoyed by something that isn't working. But every day at his garage, cars show up. They're attracted to him. Wealthy people are annoyed by people that are in poverty and can't seem to get their finances in order. And yet every day they're getting letters and emails and calls from those kind of people. Ask a teacher who they remember, who annoyed them. It wasn't the average kid in the class. They don't even remember the smart ones. It's that one. It's that one kid. I won't forget that Johnny. No, boy. No, he annoyed them. You see, what annoys you is that which is going to be attracted to you. So you've got to discover your purpose, and then you've got to zero in. You've got to zero in on your assignment. You've got to zero in on your assignment. So it's very, very positive. This is a very positive teaching, because there's all kinds of things happening today. And when you discover your purpose, let me just wrap this up tonight. When you discover your purpose, you're going to discover your enemies. Yeah, your enemies never show up. Remember, David was doing well, and he was watching the sheep, and life was going great, and his brothers went off to war after he was anointed to be the king, and everything is great. And yet there was a divine purpose placed upon his life to be the king. Even God sent a prophet to his house to announce that it was going to happen. And so his father sends him off. His father sends him off to the front line. And what's the first thing the man of purpose does? What's the first thing the man of purpose meets? It's a giant. It's an enemy. It's a problem. That's why the first time you're going to step out and really walk in your purpose, you're going to meet some enemies. They're not just little distractions. They're not little delays. They are enemies. Now watch this, and I want you to, if you forget everything I've said today on this video, don't forget this. What I'm about to tell you is so important. Are you ready? You're going to be known by the enemies. You're going to be known by the enemy that you defeat, or you're going to be known by the enemy that defeats you. You're going to be known by the enemy you defeat, or you're going to be known by the enemy that defeats you. Someone's watching me right now, and alcohol may have been a struggle in your life. It's your enemy. You're not walking in your purpose because of an alcohol problem. You're not walking in your purpose because of some other issues. Let me just tell you, that is your giant. That is your Goliath. And man, you got to take care of it now. You're going to be known by the enemy you defeat, or you're going to be known by the enemy that defeated you. And God did not send you to this earth without purpose. God did not send you here without a destiny. A divine destiny. I really sense in the next couple of moments as I wrap this video up, this is extremely, extremely important that you get this, that you walk in your purpose, and not just discover your purpose, but fulfill the assignment that God has for your life. I hope that you have one of the best weeks of your life. I hope that this little talk has helped you. And I want you to go to my website. It's very simple, paulkrites.com, paulkrites.com. Now, we're in the midst of working on that website, so if you go there and it's not functioning properly, just give it a couple hours. We've got a crack crew of people that are working on the website right now. But listen, I've got a book there. And if you buy the book, if you go online and you buy the book, I will pay the postage anywhere in the United States. Anywhere in the United States. Just $20. And that book is completely filled. It's called Discovering the Power of Purpose. It is completely filled with all these purpose principles that I've been teaching you today. You need to read that book. You need to let it become alive inside of you. Life has not been created to pass you by. Life has been created for you to be a success and walk in the blessing of God. And you're never going to be happy. And it's not about money or material things. It's about fulfilling